numbers from Marathon NextGen, where it appears to be quite a disappointing quarter with a near 50% drop in their revenues and profits. Chetan Shah, the chairman and MD of the company, joins in now. Good afternoon, Mr. Shah, and thanks so much for joining in. If you could tell us first, what was the reason for such a weak quarter, 47% lower in terms of your profits, 49% lower in terms of your revenues? What went wrong and what is the outlook in the coming quarters?
Everything seems to be fine. I don't understand where you are getting your numbers, but if you consider quarter on quarter, the previous quarter was the turnover were 69.73 crore, and current quarter the turnover is 67.31. So if you see the percentage drop, it is just 3%. And if you now talk about the after tax profits, then the previous quarter was 25 crore 16 lakhs versus 21 crore 48 lakhs. So there also the drops are not what you are saying on the screen. But real estate is a long-term business. You shouldn't be looking at quarterly numbers. What you should be looking at is the annual or even 3-year average number. But let us compare the annual numbers that we have just announced. The annual, that is March 17 numbers for our total income is 243 crore versus last year's numbers were 242 crore. So in fact, there is a 1% higher number in terms of total income. Now let us look at the profit and loss after the expenses. Current year numbers are 106 crore on consolidated basis and 112 crore on standalone basis versus the last year's numbers of 105 crore on consolidated basis against 111 crore on standalone basis.
Sir, that point is taken. If I look at your year-end consolidated numbers, and you've released standalone for the quarter-end, consolidated for the year-end, so if you look at the consolidated sales as well as profit, it's been a largely flat performance this time. So can you just tell us what is the outlook for FY18 in terms of your project launches, in terms of a project offtake?
Yeah, that may be the correct assessment, that the turnover has been almost at the same level rather than it is dropping. You have seen the market scenario. There is a demonetization effect that remained for 3 months. Despite that, the turnover has remained the same or it has increased by 1%. So that is what we are saying, that the company has really done pretty good compared to other real estate companies in the sector. Now coming to the March 2018 numbers. Sorry, March 2018 you were asking me question. These are, future scenario is something that is very difficult to predict now. But we can only say that future is better. How do we say that? Because some of the numbers that have still not been reported here are for the projects which have not still recognized the revenue. We have a project that is going on in Baikala, Monte South, which is not as per the accounting standards. Revenue recognition norms have not reached. Those numbers are yet to come in and getting displayed in the numbers. So I'm expecting all those numbers to get reflected in March 18.
Okay. So what I was earlier referring to was your standalone performance on a year-on-year basis. What you're talking about is on a quarter-on-quarter basis. But if I look at it, even on a quarter-on-quarter basis, it means from demonetization, there's hardly been any recovery because your sales are absolutely flat. Are you still seeing the impact of demonetization on your sales? And if you could tell us the expected revenues that you foresee from your Baikala project, which should come through this year.
I may not be able to give you any future-looking statement, but what I'm saying is the Baikala project has not contributed to a single rupee of revenue in these numbers.
Okay, if you could
again, I'm repeating, the quarter-on-quarter numbers are 697.
So we have those numbers.
Again, I'm repeating the quarter. Yeah. No, but I'm not able to understand how you're saying that those numbers are lower.
Because we were looking at, sir, on a year-on-year basis, and you're looking at on a quarter-on-quarter basis. You're comparing March to the December quarter. We're comparing March with
either way. I'm comparing both the numbers.
Okay.
Okay,
Anyway,
let's
sir,
look at
if you could
year-on-year
tell
number
us
if you are
what
looking at
the
year-on-year
unsold
number.
inventory currently stands at for Marathon NextGen.
Marathon NextGen, we have currently 2 projects that are going on. One is in Marathon FutureX, about 111,000 square feet. And then we have a slum project that is being taken up in Bhandup, for which we have a loan sanction of 195 crore already in place. So these 2 projects are going to add to the top line in future years to come. What we see immediately in 2018 is the Monte South number and the FutureX number both put together. They will be contributing in 2018.
Okay, fair enough. So we're going to let you go on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us. So that's